Welcome, friends. Grab that hot chocolate as we're diving into the next set of creepy stories. Craigslist roommate. I was looking for a new apartment, and my budget was really small because I wasn't making a lot of money. I thought I could get a better deal by finding a roommate on Craigslist and splitting the rent. I found an ad that seemed ideal: a large private bedroom in a shared farmhouse outside of town with a young guy who was fixing it up to resell. I didn't mind a little construction chaos, and I liked the idea of living in the country, so I contacted the guy and set up a time for me to look at what would be my bedroom. I mentioned this to a guy friend of mine, and he insisted on going with me, a decision I credit with probably saving my life. When we got to the house, I could tell the guy was annoyed I had brought my friend and mumbled something about how I hadn't mentioned a boyfriend. He rushed through the showing and didn't really seem interested in selling me on the listing anymore. The weirdest part was that the small home didn't appear to have more than one bedroom, although he told me there were two and that they were each large and private. He walked us to the front door and was trying to say goodbye when my friend inquired if the one door we hadn't opened yet led to the second bedroom he was renting out. The guy started to say no, but before he could protest, my friend opened the door and revealed a small, dirty room with a mattress on the floor, a roll of duct tape on the dresser, and a camera set up on a tripod. Luckily, the guy let us leave with no problems, again, due to my male friend's presence. I called the police and let them know what was going on, but since a crime hadn't actually occurred, they eventually told me there was nothing they could do. The late shift. I used to work the late shift waitressing at a truck stop. I was young and friendly to everyone who came in until I realized the kind of trouble that could get me into. One older man, in particular, mistook my customer service friendliness for romantic interest. At first, I thought he was just lonely and enjoyed my company, coming in night after night. But his comments started to get creepy, and I could tell he was asking questions, trying to figure out where I lived. One night, I finished up work and went to the back room to discover my wallet was missing out of my purse. It was a scary 24 hours as I canceled my bank card and worried about how I was going to make rent with the few $100s in cash I was now missing. The next night, the man came in and tipped me the exact amount of cash that was stolen. When I went to the back room at the end of the night, I found my wallet on the table. All my cards were accounted for except my driver's license, which had my current address on it. He stopped coming in after that, but I feel like he was letting me know he knew where I lived and that he could visit me any time he wanted. Check on your daughter. My mom used to feel like she was being watched in the house she rented when my brother was 5 and I was a toddler. We lived there alone as my dad wasn't in the picture, and she bought drapes and curtains to cover up the windows, but never shook that feeling the whole time we lived there. One day, she was downstairs folding laundry while my brother watched cartoons, and I was napping in my crib upstairs. The phone rang. My mom answered it, and all she heard was a voice that said, "Check on your daughter." Creeped out beyond belief, my mom ran upstairs to find that I had woken up and climbed out of my crib. I was crawling up my dresser trying to get a toy, and the whole thing probably would have fallen on top of me and killed me if she hadn't caught me in time. They knew my car. I used to have a CB radio to keep me company on long drives across the country as I traveled around selling college textbooks. One night, I was on a particularly quiet stretch of road and hadn't heard anything for a while when a voice came through talking about my car and license plate number and telling me he was going to rape me. I don't know where this person was, as I hadn't seen another vehicle going my same direction in a while, and I had no idea how they knew I had a CB. Nothing bad happened that day, but I got out of my job as soon as I could. I didn't feel safe traveling on my own anymore. The devil couldn't hurt us. One night, I stayed up late watching Poltergeist with my dad. My parents were really religious, and afterward, I was really freaked out. Somehow, my dad thought it would help to tell me that poltergeists aren't real, but the devil is, and what people think of as ghosts are usually actually demons. I was terrified, and I kept asking him questions about ghosts and demons and how, hypothetically, you could get rid of one, and whether they could hurt you. My dad told me to stop being silly, and that because we were a Christian family, the devil couldn't hurt us and there was no reason to be scared. We left the living room and walked into the kitchen to make a snack before bed. When we walked in, every single cupboard and drawer was standing open. My mom was the only other person in the house and had long since gone to bed, and wouldn't have done something so strange anyway. My dad and I never discussed what happened, but secretly I always felt like it was a warning not to get too comfortable. Whatever evil is out there in the world can get to you no matter who you are and what you believe. I hope you enjoyed these 5 creepy stories. I wanted to wish you happy holidays, my sugar plum babies. I have a little favor to ask. As a holiday gift from you to me, I would love if you could follow Beauty Unlocked on whatever socials you have. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. As always, your support means the world. I'll be taking a little break until Wednesday, so tune in on Wednesday for the next installment of these true scary stories. Stay safe, my sugar plum babies, and remember that real life is scarier than fiction.